Hey! Alright, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Snake Eyes. It has been a very long time since we had a video. I apologize for taking so long to create some content. I was in the middle of performing. My face for a long time wasn't looking too good because I had to shave. You can see my hair is growing back, but I got shaved like a couple weeks ago. And then, not to mention, there's been a lot of stuff going on. So just kind of bear with me when it comes to the content. Because I know y'all don't see the microphone and the setup and all that. So just bear with me. I'm going to make sure I do right by you. I'm not going to tell you what my plans are, but just know that more content is going to be coming, alright? So today's video, we're going to quickly recap what I thought about the Eagles training camp. You know, some trades, some moves that happened during that time. My thoughts on week 1 versus Detroit Lions. Some other shit that's been happening with some delusional ass so-called Eagle fans. And then what needs to happen next week when we go up against the Vikings in Lincoln Financial Field, alright? Before we get started with this discussion, need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, before I kick y'all ass. No, I'm just playing. Y'all already know how to do it right, alright? Follow me on both my social medias. My Twitter, SnakeEyes_dollar, capital D and dollar as in Dame Dollar. Instagram, all lowercase, SnakeEyes_W dollar and dollar Dame Dollar, which that's all just lowercase, alright? So, this is what I want to start the video doing, okay? So, first thing at first, I want to apologize to Howie Roseman. Why do I want to apologize to Howie Roseman? For 2 reasons. Number one, I'm not gonna lie. On draft day when he decided to draft Jordan Davis over Trent McDuffie, I cursed him out on Twitter for 3 straight hours. And I acted like an emotional ass crybaby. I didn't act like an adult. So I want to start off apologizing because that behavior is immature. That is not behavior that is, you know, acting like an adult. At the end of the day, it's just sports, not that serious. I just was really emotional because I wanted to see. I felt, in my opinion, and I'm over it now. I'm going to explain that a little bit later. But I felt that it made more sense. The need was in the secondary more than just getting another defensive tackle because we had Fletcher Cox coming back, who, even though he's declining because of age, he's still decent. We had Milton Williams. We had Hargreaves. So it wasn't really, it wasn't a need at that point. Okay, so that's why I felt. I didn't think that I never claimed Jordan Davis to be a bad player. Give it some time. He's going to turn out to be an amazing player. I never in my life said he was bad, okay? But I felt that Trent McDuffie would have been perfect for our team because we needed a corner. But that's neither here nor there. If that didn't happen, we drafted Jordan Davis instead. And I also apologize because, you know, several moves that he's been making, starting from the draft, getting A.J. Brown, and always leading up to even now, he is doing the best he can to fill in any gaps that is needed with our team. The only thing I'm a little disappointed with is the running back situation. But then again, what Miles Sanders showed me, I'm glad he didn't make a move to get somebody really big. Because, listen, if Miles Sanders is healthy, I've said this plenty of times on this channel, bro, that dude is a top 10 NFL running back in the discussion. The problem is, Sirianni didn't give him the ball the first half of the season. And then, unfortunately, he's been plagued with some injuries. And then I think it was like a hamstring injury that, you know, the team decided to play it safe and have him sit out until week 1. Okay? It went off a little bit of a tangent. Because we ended up getting James Bradberry. And Bradberry, I think the year before, first off, hell of a game from Bradberry. Getting a pick 6. Kaiser White tipped it in the air. By the way, I'm going to call it. I should have called it early, but I didn't get a chance to make the video because I was, you know, busy trying to perform some more music. But Kaiser White, I'm going to call it if Jonathan Gannon does what the fuck he's supposed to. Oh, we're going to talk about that, man. We're going to talk about the man. Just listen. Just give me 2 or 3 minutes to recap the preseason real quick and all and what's been going on in training camp. And I'm going to get to Jonathan Gannon ass. Believe me when I tell you. But we're going to hold off on that for right now. We're going to hold off on that, okay? So let's talk about James Bradberry. Hell of a pickup. Dude is a stud, and I think he's going to have a pro. If Jonathan Gannon does the fuck he's supposed to do and uses him right, he's going to have a Pro Bowl year. I guarantee it, okay? I think 2020 he was a Pro Bowler. The next year, the production was not as much. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as much. Either way, hell of a pickup. I heard plenty of great things in training camp. Dude was battling A.J. Brown. Won some, lost some here and there. right? A.J. Brown looked great. Devontae Smith looked great, except in week 1. But we'll talk about that. We're going to get there. Just let's hold on. I got a lot of things running through my mind because I'm a little bit behind. That specifically made me feel a little better about us not drafting Trent McDuffie, because I started to think, I'm like, okay, what does Trent McDuffie do? Because we all know the guys that were, you know, picked to be like, okay, these people, these are the next stars at the corner position. That was Derek Stingley, and that was Sauce Gardner. By the way, people are scared as fucking Sauce Gardner. Nobody threw his way at all during the preseason. So he must be doing something right. He must got all the techniques down pat. That man is a menace. Nobody's throwing his way at all. Like, so hats off to Sauce Gardner. He's going to be scary. Derek Stingley, I didn't hear too much about. But the Texans actually had a pretty damn good game with Indianapolis. Let me go back to the Eagles talk, all right? Devin Allen was an interesting one because he's a track star. He was an All-American. At first, I was like, I don't really give a fuck. But then I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? Let's not get too carried away because he can run faster than an average human being. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Buccaneers, I forgot the guy's name. They picked up an All-American track star from LSU. And they put him at receiver with Brady. And if you watch football, we all know what happened with that. It just didn't work out. I don't even think he's still on the team. Okay? So with Devin Allen, I was hearing in the some similar things about him during the training camp that he wasn't catching the ball. So he did have one big play. I think it was against Miami, where he had like I think, what's that guy's name? Reed Sennett, who's no longer on the team, thank God, because he was ass. He had like a big catch for a touchdown in a Miami preseason game. So I was like, should we cut him? I mean, he's fast. He caught the ball, you know, and got a long touchdown. We ended up cutting him and then putting him back on the practice squad. Deion Kane. I mean, damn. I'm surprised he's not on the roster as like a 5th receiver. I think, especially what I saw in Detroit, which I don't want to jump the gun here, Deion Kane can be very useful. I mean, that man showed physicality. He was making some tough catches. Like, dude proved it. So I was pissed off when they cut him, but I'm happy he's on a practice squad. So whenever we want to bring him up to the active roster, we can do this. So we still have him. Okay? Jalen Hurts, I think, had, if I'm not mistaken, in training camp, he had a really good day the first day. The next couple days were like head scratchers. And I think the second week of training camp, he started to pick up, and he did really, really good with the joint practices. So that was cool. Kenneth Gainwell, you know, I was kind of not on the hype train last year for him. I thought he was okay. I was like, okay, he got good speed, but I think he's an okay runner. Okay, I wasn't sold on the hype train as all the other Eagles that were praising Kenneth Gainwell. But then I saw this man run. In preseason, I saw him run Detroit. This man is dangerous. He's dangerous. The Gainwell is dangerous. Like, that man, he's special. Like he's a problem. Like, Gainwell was, you know, he was talking this shit or whatever. I was like, we gonna see what happens. Then he proved me. I'm like, oh shit, he on it. So hats off to Gainwell. Gainwell and Miles Sanders, those two are stay healthy. Our run game is gonna be a problem. And obviously, Boston Scott did his thing during the preseason. I think the last game he didn't do so well with the carries, but either way, Boston Scott has been talented ever since I was aware he was on the team. Like he's been outstanding. I forgot this other running back that we had. He had a similar style of Boston Scott. I was kind of upset that we cut him. I know his numbers didn't look stellar, but I thought he played pretty decent, but then I guess they cut him. I don't remember the guy's name. I have a lot to talk about in this video, so I'm not going to go search it up. I should have searched it up before I got here, but we ended up cutting him. That was annoying. I actually liked the way he played, despite the fact that numbers may tell you that, oh, it took him 3 or 4 games to get in the end zone. Like, no, I liked the way he was a damn good running back. But at that point in time, we already had Boston Scott. And what we really need is somebody who can pack a punch. We need a power back. And he didn't fit that mold, so we had to get rid of him. It was sad. I actually liked watching him play. I thought he played very good despite what other people may say on Twitter or everywhere else. We're going to talk about you delusional motherfucking fans on YouTube and social media saying stupid ass shit, and the fact of the matter is, y'all niggas live in Pennsylvania, y'all live in Philadelphia, y'all have no excuses. Y'all can watch the fucking full games. I can't. I live in Chicago. So the fact y'all niggas saying some stupid ass shit, like, we gonna get to y'all in a minute, cause y'all, some of y'all Eagles fans are pissing me the fuck off. Zach Pascal, I wasn't too thrilled about the signing. I'm not gonna lie to you, wasn't too thrilled about the signing, but he played very well in the preseason. I think he had like a couple receptions in the Detroit game, but Zach Pascal is going to be very, very good for us. He's a veteran. He's quick. He's reliable. And obviously, him and Sirianni had a relationship, so I expect some big things out of Pascal. Quez Walker, I expect, even though he didn't do nothing in the Detroit game, not by any fault of his own, but, you know, I think he's going to be for a prime year. Eagles scared me because I thought by week 1 we was going to have him doing kick return, but they moved up Covey, and I didn't hear shit about Covey in the Detroit game, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was kick returning and punt returning and he didn't do much. I don't know what happened after that, but I was very scared because they put a weapon that we need on the offensive end at kick returning and punt returning. I'm like really? Right? And we signed a guy, a tight end from the Patriots, another receiver from the Bengals. I don't know too much about those guys, so I don't remember their name. I think one of them was like Aubrey Tate. The guy from the Bengals. I don't remember the other guy from the Patriots. Right? Grant Calcaterra actually showed flashes of being a solid tight end. I didn't hear nothing about him in the Detroit game. He showed flashes, but he was injured a lot. Kayvon Wallace. I mean, he was like a 4th round pick. I think we were supposed to pick him up, but we ended up getting him via trade. I think it was the Zach Ertz trade that we ended up getting him. Hasn't really done anything. Josh Jobe was literally getting burnt. When I saw Josh Jobe's tape in Alabama, especially his last year specifically, this man was getting burnt like somebody left the bread too long in the toaster. Okay? He was getting burnt the fuck up. But he played very, very good in the preseason. I think he earned himself a roster spot, so congrats to him. Zach McPherson played okay. Blankenship made some plays. I don't know what the fuck happened with the Ugo trade. So we got rid of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, which I'm glad because he wasn't going to do shit for our team anyway. And he hasn't done shit since he's been on the roster. So we just got rid of him for him, I think like a 7th round pick or whatever. And then we traded, even though Ugo I think made a couple plays in the game that he did play. I don't remember which game it was. It was the Jets or something else. We got rid of him immediately, which that was kind of weird to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It was weird. Like I said before, Kaiser White is a problem. I think this man's going to be a Pro Bowler. He's fast. He's quick. You know, he actually made some plays. He's the one who tipped the pass, made the tip ball fall into James Bradbury's hands and get the interception. So that was cool. Let me get some water real quick. Nakobe Dean showed flashes that he's going to be a problem. Jordan Davis got to work on his conditioning, but again, never said he was a bad player. I just didn't think we needed him at the time, but he's proven to be a solid player. He got 22 snaps in the Detroit game. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. But none of the defensive line really looked particularly good. I mean, Fletcher Cox got a sack. That was cool to see. Good to see Brandon Graham back. He seemed to me like he was back to doing what he normally do. Like, he hasn't lost a step, at least from what I've seen. So, glad to see that he's back. Anthony Harris got cut because we literally got a jewel for basically pennies. Damn near fleeced the Saints. We got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I'd never heard of him, but then when I saw his highlight film, like, they claim he's the best nickel cornerback in football, and he showed he actually played pretty good in the Detroit game as well. So people frustrated the fuck out of me because everybody's trying to get on Jalen Hurts. Everybody's trying to jump the gun. Like, wait till Jalen Hurts actually starts playing bad before you start, you know, shitting on him. Like, the nigga got another chance for a reason, okay? Like, this is like, he understands this is his last year. The way he talks, how he's embracing the leadership role, how he's taking accountability. He understands that this is the year he has to prove it. Otherwise, there's a very good chance he won't be on the team next year. He understands that. And I think he's been playing accordingly. He fucks up at times. I think, you know, one thing I saw in the Detroit game was that he should have went to some check downs a little bit more instead of just looking for some plays past the sticks, some receivers past the sticks. But I thought he did a very damn good job. He was perfect in the preseason. He was like 6 for 6. Had a perfect passer rating, had a touchdown pass. I didn't like that fucking dirty ass hit from the Jets. That was some bullshit. To the Miami game. What the fuck was that? Now again, this would kill me most about Eagles fans. oh, it's only the preseason game. We had our second, third, fourth stringers in versus the Miami starters. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not about who's on the field. It's about the mentality. And the mentality that I saw off the team, but outside the fact that Reed sending was complete fucking ass. The defensive side of the ball. Because the first game in the Jets, we was rolling. We was like, oh shit, the run defense is back to the way Jim Schwartz had the shit. So we was back on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was clogging up the lanes. We was, you know, we had the pass rush was decent. You know what I'm saying? We was making some plays. But then all of a sudden, in Miami, this shit was like a complete fucking 180. And we was getting gashed for big yards. We was allowing, the zone coverage was soft as fuck. We was not tackling properly. We was late to getting to the ball. The reaction time, the defense was a fucking mess. And I don't care if it was second, third, or fourth stringers. I knew some shit was wrong. I'm like, I got a good feeling that Gannon has not learned from last year. Gannon is doing the exact same shit he did last year. And everybody was like, it's just a preseason game. Everybody calmed down. We had our backup set. And the same shit we did in Miami was the same shit we did against Detroit. Only difference is Gannon decided all of a sudden that he knows what a fucking blitz is. So he decided to run a few goddamn blitz plays, okay? He just finally decided out of all this fucking time, he knows how to call a blitz. I didn't think he knew what a fucking blitz was, okay? So he finally decides to call a blitz a few times. He goes away from that. And the same fucking issues that plagued us during that preseason game, which everybody said didn't mean anything, which I think it actually did. I thought it spoke volumes about the team and where it currently stood. And then not to mention, the tackle was horrible. The run defense was atrocious. The zone defense, I mean, we would just let motherfuckers just catch the ball, get big gains. The pass rush was, you know, was damn near non-existent. And this is the same recurrent fucking thing, over and over again. And now this everybody says it's only the first game. How many fucking examples do you need to see? We had the preseason game. We had this game. We had all of last year to show that Gannon fucking sucks. He's not a good defensive coordinator, right? There's a big fucking difference between how Schwartz ran the defense and he had less to work with. He was blitzing. We were aggressive. We were one of the best teams, probably the best team run defense in the league when he was on the staff, right? The guys look conditioned, like guys will look like they were out of shape. And he was like, well, we're literally rotating. This is getting a stupid ass press conference. We literally rotated guys, especially big guys, keep them fresh. The fuck does it matter? Then he was like, well, if you don't get off the field on third down, and you know the first and second downs where it matters, and the other, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You suck ass. Like you suck, nigga. Like he needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. And at the end of the day, everybody said, well, I'm panicking, this, that, and third. Listen. This analogy I'm going to put out. Do you need a snake to bite you and kill you to show that it's a snake? Because when you see a snake on the ground, you can tell it's a snake, right? It's like it's slithering, it got the eyes, the tongue, and it's like making a rattle noise and shit. What looks like a snake is a snake. Do you need it to fucking bite you and kill you to know that, oh shit, it's a snake? The same thing with Jonathan Gannon, right? The same thing we had to realize with Carson Wentz. Much as we wanted Carson Wentz to be the quarterback of the future, we had huge plans. We had these grand ideas about how Carson Wentz was, and the 2017 year was absolutely fucking phenomenal. He was MVP of the league. Even though he didn't get the MVP, he was MVP of the league. Let's just keep it real. We had to accept the fact that Carson Wentz isn't a good quarterback. Or, because he played good against Washington, I'm not going to give him his credit. He wasn't good for us. Okay? We had to accept that. We got to accept that Jonathan Gannon is not good for us. He's not. He doesn't have that aggressive nature, and his mentality and how he talks at a press conference is the exact reflection of how he talks. Now, granted, I understand he got a... Yeah. It's the exact reflection of how the players play. Okay, I wanted to finish up that sentence before I moved on. So, the way he talks is passive. It doesn't seem aggressive. It doesn't seem like he's mad. Like when I hear Jalen Hurts take accountability, he's like, It didn't live to my stand. When I hear him talking a lot, when I hear a leader, I hear somebody that's like, who's pissed off. I hear somebody hungry. This Jonathan Gannon, I don't know if he's fucking hungry. Like, I swear to God, he cannot eat, whatever. I'm about to tell you something that's not funny. But bottom line is this. He don't seem like he is adamant the way Jalen Hurts. I see the difference between how Jalen Hurts is taking accountability versus how Jonathan Gannon is taking accountability, okay? Jalen Hurts taking accountability, you could hear it in his voice that he wants to make changes, that he knows that he needs to do better, and he's willing to put in that work. When you hear Jonathan Gannon saying it, it's like, it's just in one ear and out the other because of just how passive he's talking. He's not talking like somebody, just like how Rieger, when he was asked questions about the Giants game and how he didn't do well and he just had like a passive attitude about it. And we got rid of him for basically, I think it was a 7th round pick and a conditional 2024 4th or 5th round pick, depending on if certain stats were met. I don't remember what those stats were, but that's what happened, right? So, Jalen Rieger is gone. At that point, I was like, oh, whatever. I don't really care. We got him away for pennies. But, you know, Jalen Rieger hasn't proved he could be of any value on any team. So, in a way, it was a still sort of back on track to what Jonathan Gannon did. You know, there's only but so many fucking times you can keep doing the same shit and we just keep giving you the benefit of the doubt. Oh yeah, and we also got Trey Sermon, and really talk about Trey Sermon. A lot of people Eagles fans were excited because of what he did in college, but 49er fans was like, well, he didn't really do well in our system. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, the way our blocking scheme is versus their block, they have a very unique, Kyle Shanahan, that's the name. Kyle Shanahan has a very unique blocking scheme where, you know, they're pulling guards. I don't remember what it is. Derek Barnett's out for the season off an Achilles. I didn't hear shit about him getting injured at all. But, you know, that's kind of fucked up because we don't even have a pass rush now. Now we lost a guy who, you know, frankly, is not the worst player in the world, but is damn sure far from the best. And then him being out for the season doesn't help us at all, even though he wasn't productive when he was playing in Detroit anyway. Okay? We recently signed Robinson, who I think was the Vikings' 4th rounder. He was placed on our IR list, I think, last year. I think it was like an ACL injury or whatever. So we ended up picking him up. It's going to be kind of iffy with him because, you know, he doesn't really have any he never started a game. He doesn't have any NFL experience as far as like actually playing on the field. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was taken off the Eagles practice squad. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm not jumping off the roof. And obviously, I looked at his college stats on Florida State. He seemed like he was pretty good. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm going to conclude this video by talking about the offense. A.J. Brown, huge game. I might have said it before. If I didn't say it before, I'm going to say it now. That year that we drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Now, I know that there was some rumors about A.J. Brown having injury problems, but literally the guy we got on our ticket, they were saying, we should draft DK Metcalf. Overrated as hell. Overrated. Like, dude is literally Calvin Johnson with Nelson Aguilar hands. We're not going to spend this video discussing DK Metcalf because this video is already long enough already. So we're going to stick to the Eagles. Bottom line is, A.J. Brown, we should have had him, we should have drafted him. Like, in the discussion, we definitely should have drafted him on the team, but better late than never, right? Had a huge game, 155 yards. There was this stupid ass, people are saying stupid shit. So they literally said, somebody said, I'm not going to say the name. I know who said it, and I don't think this person is the only person who said it. I see maybe this person and another person said it. This person said, A.J. Brown is literally the best receiver we've had since Terrell Owens. So I guess Deshaun Jackson doesn't count. And then literally when I literally I'm like, so like we're gonna act like Deshaun Jackson didn't do shit for us, which clearly that's not the case. Clearly the man was a stud. He even was a stud for other teams for a few minutes. I still think I don't know what team he's on now. I still think he can be serviceable in this league. 100%. Dude is an absolute monster. Vicious speed, reliable hands. Deshaun Jackson's amazing. And I have to check the stats, but he arguably might have a Hall of Fame career. Don't quote me on that. I have to check the stats, but he was damn good for us, 100%. And then literally the person that I responded to literally was telling me, well, Deshaun Jackson's one-dimensional, you know, because he's really known for his speed, because he's not a very physical guy, because he doesn't have the size. Like he's known for his speed, and he's known for being a vertical threat, which is true. He is known for being a vertical threat, and he's not the strongest guy, not the strongest, most physical guy out there in the field. But just because of the fact that he's not physical, or that's not something in his game, because everybody's different, right? Just because, let's just say, for example, let's compare Earl Campbell to Barry Sanders for a second, right? Earl Campbell and Barry Sanders are both Hall of Famers, right? They just play different styles. Earl Campbell was more physical. Barry Sanders is more speed. So styles doesn't take away from your accomplishments. Those are two different things. Like this, anybody who's an Eagles fan knows Deshaun Jackson is an Eagles legend. This we don't need to spend time discussing it. This is why I can't argue with you, some of you stupid ass Eagles fans. Like, y'all niggas is about to get canceled. If you prefer, like, okay, well, you know, Deshaun Jackson isn't as physical, or I think that AJ Brown's a better receiver, I'll give you an example, okay? Let's give another example, right? So who would you consider? Let's just talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder for a second, right? And we're comparing Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. If we're going to say, okay, who's the best Oklahoma City Thunder player of all time, the answer should be Russell Westbrook, right? And it's not because necessarily Russell Westbrook is a better player than Kevin Durant, but because the amount of years he spent on a team, and amount of years he spent being on a team and playing at a high level for that one organization solidifies that spot. So it's not necessarily about skills, it's about your tenure with the team. I'm going to close this by saying this, all right? AJ Brown, talented as hell. As a receiver, he is nothing short of amazing, and he showed that on Sunday, without question. But let the man get, like, honestly, I think every player needs 3 years minimum playing at a high level for a franchise to be, like, considered, like, a franchise GOAT or a franchise all-time player. You need 3 solid years of high-level Pro Bowl caliber production, which Deshaun Jackson definitely gave us that. He checked that box already for us. 3 years of high-level, and somebody even said Alshon Jeffrey, but I don't think you can even put him in the same conversation with Deshaun Jackson. Or, you know, don't get me wrong, Alshon Jeffrey was clutch. He was a possession receiver, but he came through clutch. He made some big catches. When he was on a team, he played great for us. But you can't have him in the same conversation with Deshaun Jackson, Terrell Owens, and AJ Brown. I don't understand Eagles fans, right? Jalen Hurts is given another chance, but he's definitely on a very short leash here, you know, with the acquiring of the picks from the New Orleans Saints. I don't remember all the details of that trade, but basically the trade was to stock up enough draft capital to basically tell Jalen Hurts, hey, you pretty much got 1 year to get this right. You don't get this right, you're out. I love his attitude, by the way. He's focused. He's going out of his way to get better. He's practicing hard. He's working hard. He's developing a great relationship with his teammates. He's showing leadership, accountability. Everything I said earlier before my battery died or whatever. Not whatever. Before my battery died. Dude has been working his ass off, pause, and actually, you know, the way his team react to him and how he's talking and like everything about, you know, outside of the field, he's checking all the boxes. On the field, the first time, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I wasn't able to see it because, you know, I live in Chicago, I don't live in Philadelphia, so I had to catch the highlights of it. From what I've seen, because the first time was like 240 yards, he didn't throw a touchdown. I'm thinking like, damn, he was ass. Like, this is the Detroit line. The Detroit Lions is practically the worst defense in the NFL. They don't have not one strength. Their defensive line, linebackers, or the second, there's not one strength for that team on that defensive end of the ball. Not one. And they've been pretty bad defensively for a long-ass time. Like, they've had their players like Glover Quinn, Darius Slay, now on our team, right? They've had their players before, the Dominique Sue. But realistically speaking, they are an awful-ass defense. Awful. And Jeff Okudah is this close to becoming a bust. This close. But we're not going to talk about him. So, here's the thing, okay? I watched the game. Jalen Hurts played good. I think the first quarter, He had some jitters. You know, I think it was like 0 for 5. So he, you know, slow start, little rust. Second quarter and up, he completely shook off the rust. I thought that certain plays he could have looked to check the ball down to the running backs, because I think they would have had more space to run and get the yards instead of looking downfield all the time. He made some terrific ass throws. He had a couple underthrows. He had an underthrow to A.J. Brown. He had an underthrow, to Kenneth Gainwell. But other than that, I've definitely seen improvement from Jalen Hurts, and he played good. I scale from like an A+ to like an F-. I'm gonna give him a B. He played good. Like what he was given, he played really good. And also on top of that, he was under pressure a lot. Like they was throwing the blitz at him a lot. And one thing I was really impressed with, what impressed the hell out of me the most, and what really showed the improvement, was his pocket presence. He didn't look phased. He looked calm. He didn't look ready to bail out. Like when he bailed out, it was like, okay, there's no options available. Let me actually just go escape the pocket and go get some yardage with my legs. So his stats doesn't show how he played. Like if you're just looking at the stats, of course you say, well, he kind of underperformed. He got no touchdowns thrown. But if you watch the game, even at the very least the highlights, which unfortunately I wasn't able to watch the game, but if you watch the highlights, you could tell like, yo, like Jalen Hurts, for the most part, did everything he could in his power to help win the game for his team. Was he perfect? No. Honestly, I don't know why the fuck the Eagles fans are getting on Hurts, because he was definitely not the issue whatsoever. Let's talk about the running backs, by the way. Miles Sanders was running his ass off. Pause. He was running his ass off. Like, I swear on everything, bro. Top 10 running back as long as this man stays healthy. Miles Sanders is a stud. Gainwell did his thing. Boston Scott, all three of them played really well. What killed me the most, okay, there were some RPO plays that were well drawn up. Like, they clearly caught the defense off guard. But for the love of God, if you see that a team is blitzing, you cannot run RPOs, and you cannot run plays where you have 1 or 2 receivers, maybe 3 options, not even, like 2 options, right, if you're lucky, or just A.J. Brown. You can't run plays where you have to wait for the route to develop if the blitz is thrown at you. You need to give your quarterback some options, all right? So that means you have a bunch of receivers in the building for a reason. Let's keep it 100. We're the best. We have the best receiver core in the NFL. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You can say the Bengals or the Rams. No, we have the best fucking receiver core. Plus Goddard, the tight end. We have the best receiving core in the NFL. There's no excuses for the fucking, what that nigga named, Steichen, to not draw up plays and say, hey, we're blitzing, okay? So we don't need to wait for routes to develop. We need to fucking get guys open so Hurts can deliver the fucking ball. So we need to be calling plays where there's multiple receivers going out for routes to give Jalen Hurts some options. If you're literally allowing maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 options when they're throwing a fucking blitz and he has to get rid of the ball in less than 3 seconds, of course he's not going to fucking have a stellar day. But the Eagles fans didn't give for like, he played trash, you know. Like these niggas actually don't fucking, we're going to get to the fucking delusional ass Eagles fans in a second. Bottom line is this. You got to put your fucking quarterback in a position where you can't tell your quarterback that, hey, you better win this year or else. And you can't put him in a position where, like, you got to play good. You can't put all this fucking pressure on him and then you're giving him all the weapons. Use them! Use them! Run shotgun plays where multiple receivers go run some bunch formation. Mix this shit up in the playbook. Be creative. Why are you running RPOs, or why are you running plays where 1 or 2 options have to go try to run intricate routes to try to get open and Hurts has to wait for the routes to develop? He doesn't have any fucking time. I'm so sick of some of y'all fucking Eagles fans. It's not even funny. Y'all have no excuses. Y'all literally can watch the games for free. But fuck watching for free. You have it in your goddamn, like, your network provides you the full games. You get to watch all of the fucking games because it's in your network. There's no reason that I myself living in Chicago should know fucking more than the people who have access to these full games. It's no excuses. It's actually fucking embarrassing if you ask me. It's embarrassing. And this is all I kept seeing, which pissed me the fuck off. I see people talking shit about Hurts, even though He didn't play trash at all. It just seemed as if they just looked at the stat line and saw that he didn't throw a touchdown. Like, oh shit, Hurts not the guy. Detroit's supposed to be not that great of a team. They're supposed to get all these numbers. But nobody cared to actually watch the fucking game, let alone the highlights. And literally the highlights itself will literally tell you everything you need to know about what actually took place. Just watch the fucking game. Which, y'all have no excuses not to watch the game because it's in y'all network. And shit, the highlights is enough to show you what the fuck actually took place in that game. It showed you it. But yet y'all still want to blame Hurts. You still want to shit on Hurts. You still want to say Hurts is ass. He needs to go or he's not that good. Like, he didn't fucking do anything to get the boot. He's our quarterback for the time being. If he shows us that, like, yo, he's trapped, like with Carson Wentz, when he came in, like his last season, like a couple seasons ago, he was garbage. He was complete garbage. We had to face that reality, okay? He was garbage. And it was obvious. Like if you didn't know he was garbage, that means you didn't know shit about the Eagles. He was obviously garbage, the way he was playing. We're going to see that. So if he's not playing what he's supposed to do, everybody, including myself, is going to say the real. We're not going to sugarcoat this shit. But the man has another chance, right? Give him that goddamn chance. And actually, when you are criticizing him, please come with some valid shit. Don't come with nothing that, like, you clearly know. Fuck clearly knowing. Don't come with some shit that doesn't even make any fucking sense. Please, stop. Stop. Because guess what? I just recently found out he was the most accurate quarterback for beyond the sticks on third down. But no, everybody want to jump off the roof. Hurts his ass. Because he needed to have a fucking 400-yard game and a 4 touchdowns. Like, y'all niggas is fucking idiots. Not all of you Eagles fans. There's some rational ones, okay? There's some rational ones who actually watch the games, do their due diligence, and like, it's not about, you know, trying to be blind. Okay, if you playing bad, you're not playing what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna call it out, right? And I didn't even say fucking Jalen Hurts had an A+ game, but it was a B. It was a B game from him. It was not a bad game. It was a B game. But y'all act like y'all don't fucking watch the games at all. But y'all are so adamant in your comments about y'all watching the games, but how y'all talking, I clearly can tell that you're not watching shit. Cause y'all wouldn't be saying the shit y'all wouldn't be saying the shit that y'all be saying. Y'all really wouldn't. Jalen Hurts take accountability for his thing. I need to see the coaches do the same, and I don't want just lip service. I need them to go put these things into action. All right. So I'm done with this rant. I think I've ranted enough. I probably, you know, went a little too far here and there. Thank you for being with me through all the noise. Alright, so it was good to get some content back again. I'm going to try to keep it rolling as soon as possible. I'm not going to tell you all my plans, but more stuff will be coming, okay? Like, comment, subscribe. Brother got big dreams, but not a big bank account. Need y'all to hit that GoFundMe link down below in the description, okay? I love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace. Right?